Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Brendan with Evoke Bike. So I want to talk about court awareness, which like court, we're not on a court riding a bike and racing. Maybe track is somewhat like a court. But when you're in a road race, you're in a group ride, knowing what's going on around you is so important. Not, yes, from a safety aspect, but also from a don't get dropped aspect. We've talked about on the podcast before how you can't out watt bad positioning. If you're in a bad position and you're in a race of your peers and people hit it, there is a good chance you get left behind. If you're in a race, say you're cat three and you're doing a 1, 2, 3 race and the big boys hit it, you're most likely getting dropped. You're just not strong enough yet, and that's okay. But not even from a strength aspect, you're not putting your chess piece in the right position to make the move. I've gotten better as a coach at getting away from the watts and helping athletes understand this because I don't get to see the in race every single move. Someone might have a GoPro, but it's different seeing how everything unfolds from the first person rider point of view. So we've talked on the podcast before of I had an athlete who we went over all these watt based things. What was going wrong? I said, well, wait, where were you when this all went down? She's like, I don't know, like 12th wheel. I was like, of course, 5 people got away. They're stronger than you, and you were in a horrible position. You're going to jump past 7 people and latch on to the winning move. That's not going to happen. So this rider back in June left this write-up, and it's really good that I wanted to share because I think there's some pieces in here that we can definitely apply to our own training and racing and focusing on positioning for myself when I was trying to do some of these pro races was being confident in putting myself in the position to then be able to fight to stay in the front group when things popped off. You know, it is intimidating when you're looking at riders that you see on Instagram or that you've been following and you look up to, and you're trying to, be right there with the big boys when they throw down. And Grant Coons said this to me before one race that has always stuck with me, when people that might be at a higher level than us and we're trying to get in there, he said, you just got to remember they've got a job to do and we've got a job to do and we're here to do it. And you just need to kind of stick your nose in there sometimes. And now that could be a whole podcast in itself. There's a way to make friends and there's a way not to make friends. And we can talk about that at some point if you want, but it was really good. So this athlete was on a huge ride. It's about 70 deep. And this is what his recap was. I really liked it. I decided I'd let some of the other big boys throw haymakers for the first 15 to 20 minutes, and I just needed to focus on continually moving up as people started going backwards. That's exactly how it happened. 15 minutes in, and I'm in the top 15. I'm rolling through, but I'm really more watching moves. People started making it pretty hard, and I was fifth wheel behind some strong guys, and I just had a feeling they were about to blow this thing up. What I didn't realize in the heat of all of this, is that we had already shattered the field before we hit this uphill surge. We came over the top, and one of the guys in front attacked. I didn't even realize that there was only 8 of us left, and the guy in front of me dropped the wheel of the guy in front of him as this attack all goes down. I look back, and the next thing I know, I'm dropped from the group forming up ahead. Had I known what was going on, I would have bridged it by myself, but I was stuck with the one guy who got popped. That was the move that made it all the way to the finish line, and man, I learned my lesson the hard way. Well, we were then in no man's land. Oh well, on to the next one. So court awareness, I take that from my basketball days because if anyone who played ball, you have to know what's going on up at the ball, on the wings, but also behind you, who's cutting on the baseline. You have to have this sense of where is everyone, and you're positioning yourself in a manner so that you can see the most wide angle of the game while being in the right spot to stop anyone who's trying to get in the paint. Same thing with cycling that we've talked about is if you box yourself in, if people are like, oh, I got boxed in. No, you can't let riders come around you so that you cannot make a move. Sometimes you need to decide, do I suck a little wind right now to have a better position, because I feel like, as this guy's saying, something might pop off at this point of the race, at this point of the group ride. Group rides should be no brainers. Group rides, people usually attack in the same places over and over again. And that's one reason why there's benefit to group rides, but I don't have people do the same group ride over and over again, because it's like you can almost count, hey, people are going to attack in the next 30 seconds. Now, things sure, someone's gonna be like, but I have a group ride where there's different hotspots, and so that changes. Yes, there's different variations, and there's ways to make them more complex. And it depends on the group too, who's willing to throw down and actually race it. In this short video, I think the takeaway is really try, if you find yourself getting dropped at hard sections of the group ride or race, start to look at other ways besides watts. Yes, you want to get stronger, but your positioning. Are you not seeing people attacking from behind you? Are you not seeing other things going on? You can't just be in this little bubble with you and the power meter. Watts are super important. I love watts. I love training with watts, all of that. And you should focus on getting stronger. Build your FTP, build a bigger engine, increase your VO2 max. If it's truly anaerobic surges, maybe you need more anaerobic power, but in the blog that we posted, more is not better. I really, really encourage you to look around, no pun intended, at what's going on within the race setting and not just with you pedaling the bike. There are so many keys that will make you faster, but it's really you putting yourself in a better position to blast off the watts that you have. It's not who pedals the most during these events. It's who pedals the hardest when it really counts. And the more you get yourself up to the pointy end, where when things truly, quote unquote, pop off, the better you get at reading those. This is where your brain comes into play. This is where you making split-second decisions. Do I go now or do I wait on this person? All the other permutations that can happen. So wish you the best of luck with your training this week. Hope you get stronger, get smarter. This is a brain game. This is not just watts. And excited to see you crush it. Remainder of the year, we're in August. Few months left of racing before it gets cold, unless you live in the South and you can just race all year. But I wouldn't advise that. Good luck. Hit us up with questions. Brendan at Evoke Bike, all the other guys, first name at Evoke Bike, and share this with a friend if you thought it was helpful. See ya.